love me for my ambition.
Another story that is wild to me. Breaking news in media. I think everyone in media needs to pay attention to the story that's happening with Stephen Colbert, right? Stephen Colbert, after 10 years on air at the Late Night Show, one of the best late night show host, TV personalities on late night show television, he has been canceled. His show's been canceled by CBS, aka Paramount, that owns CBS. They're announcing that May of next year, 2026, is the last season, last show. They're saying it's a purely financial decision. This is happening 2 weeks after they settled a lawsuit with Trump against CBS had a lawsuit set by Trump's team against them for $60 million, right? They settled a lawsuit outside of court because of there was a whole lawsuit because of the 60-minute interview, I believe, that Kamala Harris did, where Donald Trump believes that she was lying, and it was like to portray a certain thing, some propaganda type of vibe. He basically won the situation with CBS. After that situation, there was a Colbert Show moment days before he got fired, where he was calling out CBS, right, for that, basically saying that they're a bitch for like bending over for Trump and paying the settlement and all that stuff, basically calling out his own bosses. So it's like, you bite the hand that feeds you. You are a comedian and you should have the freedom of speech, but then this could be something that could happen. I think that this could be tied to multiple things, right? For all we know, this could be tied to the settlement agreement itself with Trump. This could be tied to that, him biting the hand that feeds him. And after doing more research, Noel was alluding to this off camera before, right? The idea of late night shows falling off financially.
TV.
That's their excuse. But this guy is the highest rated. He has him and I think Gutfield on Fox News is the number one. But that's not like it's not like the late night shows like the Colbert, Conan is a different style of show. Colbert is number one.
But what if high is still low?
But at that point, cancel Fallon, cancel Kimmel, etc. Trump has reacted, and Trump was celebrating. Trump called Jimmy Fallon a moron. Trump said that Jimmy Kimmel's next. But it gives too much of a, so these people don't agree with me. So now I'm like picking the media. Like, it's almost like media control, which is very dangerous. And it's some shit that like they do, like Kim Jong-un in Korea. Like, this is like China. Like, this is that type of level of stuff. Because these people make fun of you. Like, you know, like it's getting weird. And I don't think it's going to be as effective because these people are still going to be successful independently.
Yeah. Because
independent's already the wave. You add an independent Stephen Colbert, who's already popular as fuck, people are going to support him. People are already unsubscribing from CBS. They're boycotting CBS, Paramount, etc. because they felt this way before the Colbert, just after the settlement. They're like, what the fuck, you settled? Now, he did say in his video, he's like 200 employees. You know, I'm gonna miss you all. We pay 200 employees here. Like you know, we're can't cancel 200 employees. That stood out to me right away, though. I'm like, 200 employees.
damn. Yeah.
It takes 200 people to do that show.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's an over expense.
No, it's not.
It's an over expense, Noel.
No,
They're spending too much on that, bro.
No, they're not. Vic, do you consider
people do shows by themselves? Bill Burr has a show by himself with no producer or nothing.
It's kind of ass.
Is extremely successful and it's funny as fuck.
Nah.
Bro,
These guys, they don't need 200 people no more. 200 people?
You need at least 20.
100
You need at least 20 people to be in your writer room. That's at least 20 in the writer room.
If you
need
want, nigga,
5 to
you can have
10. You need 5 to 10 to do accurate research. Because these people do accurate research. Then you have a marketing team. Then you have a production team. Then you have your advertisement team. Of course, I see it being 200 people.
200 people?
I think you can narrow it down
ridiculous.
and get more elite people for those roles, though. Like 200 is kind of. I mean,
Nigga, do you know what 200 people is?
You know how hard it is
You
to
ever
write-
watched the movie 300?
You know how much it goes into
It's 100 less.
100.
It's a lot of people, bro.
I really hate this
Oh
narrative
my
that comedy is just
God,
one
bro.
person and their jokes. Bro, comedy is like 10, 15
No, there's a
people writing
staff.
jokes.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien, I think, has had the best writers for his jokes in the history of stand-up. Not stand-up, in the history of late night shows. Conan O'Brien's jokes were insane. His writers, Dion Cole, they've gone off from Conan to do successful, great
And that's
things
a normal
after.
thing with these shows.
But I don't think niggas need 200 people to make these shows. Like
But-
that's an excess, bro. Unless you're including, are you including the crowd? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the like? How do you get up to 200?
But you're also
They're spending
thinking-
too much money.
You're talking about them also doing comedic commentary on political issues. They have to be right, or they can get sued. So you have to have a team that is constantly ensuring that the
But
information
not
you're
200
getting.
people, nigga. That's a lot of people, bro.
Bro, the production team alone is like 50 people, 100 people.
No,
To do
100 people in production,
media?
you're crazy.
Yo, what? You know how much goes into production, bro? Lighting.
100%, but
All
they're not
that
using
shit.
the little GoPros. They're using $50,000 cameras.
Yeah.
They the cameras and shit. You
Nigga.
press them shits focus on your body like
Bro.
some crazy shit.
Awakening Church is like 20 people that do that production, bro, and it's lesser than what are you talking, bro? Like production's hard,
200
nigga.
people, nigga, on the Colbert show. There's
Yes,
definitely
bro,
like
yes.
over expenses.
No, bro.
I think that's why they also fired him and also use it as a possible cover up, because I do think that there is some strong holding happening behind the scenes. Candace Owens revealed that Donald Trump called her up because Donald Trump said, "Hey, I have a meeting with the president of France, right? And you have this thing against him. Can you kind of tone it down on him because I have to do this deal with him?" So they're doing shit behind the scenes. These world leaders care about the media. So the opinions matter. So if you can control someone's opinion, it can decide something that can change the lives of millions of people. Unfortunately, is the truth. So I think that Trump is trying to do that shit behind the scenes. The settlement, it could be something undisclosed, written off. Like, oh, on top of that, get him off that shit. I don't want him. And they're gonna be like, damn, we have 200 people here. We're spending a lot of money. Let's get him out of here. Allegedly, it was like around like the $40 million in expenses to make the show a year.
Damn.
I don't know how, bro. I don't know how. They're just spending too much.
That's how much John Oliver.
Did he have
They're
people?
spending too
Did he
much.
have people on?
Yeah, they have guests on. They do. They do.
That's
like
probably
the,
where the majority of the money is going.
at the
They
end
don't
of the
pay
show.
people
The
to come on, though.
research,
No,
the
but
research part.
Yo, so I watch.
But these interviews don't be that deep. No, I know you like the research. They
No.
don't. These interviews don't be that deep.
I religiously
it's 5
watch.
minute
I
interviews.
religiously watch these type of political shows, bro, that are comedic. What they're doing is at the end of the show, they will like have a theme. So John Oliver does this. The Daily Show does this. They all do it. They have like a theme at the end that is the center of their show, and they usually like will bring someone on that like helps tie it in to bring this comedic relief. Like, bro, there's a whole thing behind these shows. I could see it being worth like $40 million, bro, for a year. They pull in more than that though. They have a massive audience. Well, they used to, and they would have commercials running. Like, this was a whole thing, bro.
But the argument that CBS is making is that it's a financial decision. They're losing money, so they're spending $40 million, and on top of that, 200 employees, they're losing money. You know what it is to cancel a show and announce it a year ahead? That's crazy. This type of shit happens if it's like a financial emergency. They do that shit months ahead. That's why I feel like it's a combination of this stuff. And it might be maybe a huge like estimate. Like we're estimating that we're, you know what I'm saying? Like, because 40 million is 40 million.
I think the year thing is because he's under contract.
So that contract was already going to end maybe
Yeah.
then.
I think that's what that was.
I mean,
He just can't admit it.
But he's going to go off on them now. Like he's going to
Yeah,
do
he's gonna have
jokes
his
for a
own
year
course. Yeah,
straight. Like
of
he's going to
course.
do the best like season of the show ever.
I just feel like the financial stuff is the best excuse to do, because it takes you out of people like, yo, you're firing him because you can't control him, or he's, you know, not caring about what y'all need to say. Like he's doing his own thing still. But I do think that ties in too, is like what, like you said, the settlement and stuff. It just shows that he's probably like, he's been arguing with them behind the scenes and saying like, you know what, this ain't me no more. I can't keep trying to hide certain things or trying to protect us just because this show is the show and we're making money. Also too, like the financial stuff, TV's not doing TV numbers no more with all the streaming things and you know, all the platforms. Like it just, I can see that they're not making that much no more too.
But-
I personally just feel that is more it, where it's like that platform, like that formula of doing late night is getting too costly.
Yeah.
But did you see, you probably didn't read this yet though. There's a report. The people that created South Park, the people that are making the
Oh, yeah.
movie
I've seen this.
with Kendrick Lamar, they're working with Paramount. and they're saying that they're facing issues with Paramount.
Yeah.
Right. They're trying to sign like this $90 million or $90 billion deal. This whole shit, there's like
And they
multi-year
need the
deal.
president's help.
And they're having issues with Paramount, right? So there's people having issues. Creators are having issues over there at Paramount. So if they have this reputation,
They're trying to sell it too.
they have this reputation. They're trying to sell it to fucking the richest man in the world's son, the second richest man in the world, second richest man.
Is it the Indian nigga?
No. It's Well,
Was
as
it-
of today, is Mark Zuckerberg. It goes up and down,
Yeah,
but it was
Mark went down the other day.
it goes up and down. It was this guy.
The Louis Vuitton nigga? It's not the fashion house nigga.
No, where the fuck is he? Larry Ellison. His son is trying to buy Paramount. Buying Paramount. Right, you look it up. Larry Ellison's son.
Oh, the Oracle dude, yep.
David Ellison. He's going to lead a combined company as a CEO. Regulatory confirmings, etc. Yeah.
As long as Disney doesn't buy it, I don't give a fuck.
This,
Bro,
or Netflix.
yo, no bullshit. Disney and
going
Netflix should
crazy.
stay away from it, bro. These fucking
They're trying to
monopolies,
buy, or they're buying Paramount for $8 billion. For $8 billion. Crazy. So this type of financial shit is happening. So I don't know. I really do feel like there's influence here from the Trump, etc. At the same time, will we ever know? Will we ever find out? No.
Nah.
Because this is the type of shit, like if you watch shows like Succession and shit, that shit happens in real life. Where they do these major big deals behind the scenes. Because it needs to happen behind the scenes. Why the fuck would you put that in contract? Oh, in the settlement, you have to fire him.
So-
that wouldn't benefit nobody. That's like that's illegal. You can't do that. Doesn't make no sense. But they meet up, the bosses. Oh, Larry Ellison, if you want him to do that deal, if you want to buy that, you have to do this. And he's like, okay, Trump, let's make it. Because for them, that's how much? A $40 million deal expense compared to $8 billion deal? Like, you know what I'm saying? And they can make
because they own
more.
Showtime and AMC. This is my thing, and I'm gonna talk about this when I bring up my topic. Only reason why I would agree with you is because what's happened with the Washington Journal. That is where I would say maybe Trump is starting to play an influence. He's starting to leverage his legal power here.
Him and Larry Ellison have a quick call. You know what I'm saying? Larry Ellison, for all we know, him and Trump, right? Trump and Larry Ellison, that might be his next Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, his next Elon. Elon and him falling out. There's another billionaire. It could be to that level where, like, we don't know what the fuck is about to happen. But if you're in media, pay attention to the story as it develops. Speaking of it developing, we do have some reactions. Jimmy Fallon said, "I'm as shocked as anyone. Steven is one of the sharpest, funniest hosts to ever do it. I really thought I'd ride this out with him for years to come. I'm sad that my family and friends will now need a new show to watch every night at 11:30. But honestly, he's really a gentleman and a true friend, etc. He's brilliant." Jimmy Kimmel says, "Love you, Steven. Fuck you and all your Sheldons, CBS." So he's making fun of CBS. CBS, Sheldons, they have the show Sheldon. They have Sheldon
Young
from Big Bang
Sheldon,
Theory.
yeah.
They have, the young Sheldon. So he's like, oh, he's making fun of the Sheldon shows. And like I said, Trump was celebrating. I absolutely love Colbert. That Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel's next has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfield is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC, a.k.a. Jimmy Fallon, who ruined the once great Tonight Show.
Listen,
Jay Leno, etc. He probably was a fan of Jay Leno in the past.
if it is a money thing, Jimmy Kimmel's definitely the next. Yeah, I still gets no more views, bro.
But then if that starts happening, bro, even the Republicans should be worried at that point.
Yeah, they should.
Because
Fox News
that's
could be next.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's like, is this a video game now to this guy? Like, is this guy playing like Minecraft? Like he's just destroying like world, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, bro. Woo-wee.
Yeah, it is kind of scary to think about now that he can be like, yo, we got to put out this propaganda. If you ain't doing this shit, then you're out of here.
It's like
So
the
he
fucking
has the
Big Brother
power to
book,
do
bro.
it.
You want me to talk about the Washington Journal?
That's crazy.
Is that a news thing?
Yeah, it has to do with
So what is
Trump.
it?
All right, so this is a two-part story. The first part is this. The Washington Journal, which is owned by the guy who owns Fox News, released an article saying that Donald Trump had written a birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein. This was back in the day. Now, they never released the birthday card. They simply released what was on the birthday card. According to the Washington Journal, the birthday card had a lewd drawing of like a woman with breast. And on the outside of that drawing,
Is it Washington Journal or Wall Street Journal?
Wall Street Journal. I'm so sorry.
Wall Street Journal.
WSJ. I apologize. So sorry.
Wall Street Journal.
So it's like a lewd like breast. And in the outside of it, there was a conversation in third person, apparently, that Donald Trump had written between him and Jeffrey Epstein. Pretty great conversation. Hold on. Let me pull it up. It's so funny. I had so much fun reading this. Wall Street Journal is very stupid. So in the letter, he goes, Donald, yes, there is. But I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do. Come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Trump, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. So, according to the Wall Street Journal, that conversation was written on the outside of the drawing. They didn't release release the actual birthday card though. It was just that. Article drops, everyone loses their mind. They're like, this makes sense. Donald Trump has had a history of being in videos, photos with Jeffrey Epstein since the Epstein Island days, since the 80s, 90s. Donald Trump was not happy. He goes on a tirade on Truth Social. He says the Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter, supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, nor not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. I would love to see what the picture looked like. Like, I want to see how nice the breast, because I can't draw breasts for shit. I'd be drawing like a stick figure with two balloons and like nasty looking nipples. I would love to see what it looked like. I told Robert Murdoch, who is the owner of the Wall Street Journal and Fox News, it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story. But he did. And now I'm going to sue his ass off. And that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump. So he continues, the Wall Street Journal and Robert Murdoch personally were warned directly by President Donald J. Trump that the supposed letter they printed by President Trump to Epstein was a fake, and if they print it, they will be sued. Mr. Murdoch stated that he would take care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so. The editor of the Wall Street Journal, Emma Tucker, was told directly by Caroline Levitt and by President Trump that the letter was a fake. It's crazy because he's talking in third person, but I feel like he wrote this. But Emma Tucker didn't want to hear that. Instead, they're going with false, malicious, and defamatory story anyway. He keeps going. He said that after Donald Trump sued the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion. Damn. They are now in court. And this is where it gets very interesting. This is where the story's insane, nigga. So because Donald Trump is now suing the Wall Street Journal for releasing this article, it is off the premise, and there's a whole court document, that he is suing them. And what court is this? United States District Court, Southern District of Florida. He's suing them in Florida. Mm-hmm. So he's jacking that this was libel, and they're trying to defame his name. The problem is, though, this has to go to discovery now. So everyone's telling Trump, hey, you're saying you had no connection to Epstein. That's what he's saying in the court documents. You have to prove that. So that means the Epstein files now have to be pulled. And we have to actually see who was involved in this.
It's like a reverse Uno card.
He screwed himself. Because if he's actually on this list, it would come out in discovery. And if he actually has any connection to Jeffrey Epstein, it would be pulled during this case. So everyone's like, bro, why are you doing this? Like, you're suing the Wall Street Journal. Mind you, no president has ever sued a company while in office. He's done it with CBS. Now he's doing it with the Wall Street Journal. Yeah. And I made sure I checked with ChatGPT. It's never happened while they're in office. And everyone's sitting around. They're asking themselves, hey, Donald Trump, you now sued because they made this fake letter according to you. And you're suing because you feel like this situation you're going to be able to get this money out of them. You're going to be able to crush the Wall Street Journal. But the Wall Street Journal and you now have to go to court. They can now ask for the Epstein files. They can now ask for all things related to the Epstein case to see if, in fact, you did have any relationship. They can now present this card if it does exist. Like, you are opening yourself up to a massive exposure. This matters because for the last 3 weeks, Donald Trump has been fighting this narrative that the Epstein files ever existed. Bro, this dude woke up one day after beefing with Elon Musk, because Elon Musk came out and said, hey, after their fallout, Donald Trump is on the Epstein case. That's why he won't speak on it. Donald Trump goes back and says, no, I'm not. That's not true. They go back and forth on Twitter for like 2 weeks. Then Trump comes out of nowhere, bro, and says, Epstein never happened. It was all conspiracy. He just decided to take his life. The files don't exist. Even though Trump ran on this policy, on this whole idea that he was going to expose Epstein, he ran on this idea that there was these Epstein's lists, and he released one part of it. He was going to release the next part in a few months. He never released the second part. This is where it gets even crazier. After saying the Epstein files didn't exist, bro, the entire MAGA group turns on him. Everyone turned on him. Bro, the last 2 weeks on Twitter have been MAGA supporters, like the diehard supporters on Twitter saying, Donald Trump, we want to see what's in the Epstein file. You have no right to not tell us. Bro, they're at Turning Point USA booing MAGA people, telling them we want to see the Epstein file. Charlie Kirkin, who's one of the founders of Turning Point USA, I might have said his last name wrong. Charlie is literally, July 11th, he came out and said, hey, during a Turning Point USA event, we have to expose the Epstein files. And he's one of Trump's biggest supporters. Now he's saying, after Trump said the Epstein files don't exist, I'm going to trust the administration. I'm going to trust the government. I'm going to trust the people in the White House with what we need to do. Bro, it's so bad even the Democrats are now demanding for the Epstein files to be released. They're introducing legislation. There's Republicans fighting this bill to force Congress to release the Epstein files and do a full investigation into the case. This is the first time in Trump's entire administrations where he's been this vulnerable, where his MAGA supporters are questioning him. Candace Owen went, and even Candace Owen was on her show and was like, I don't know what's happening anymore. This doesn't sound like the Donald Trump we voted for, the Donald Trump we see right now with this Epstein problem. He doesn't know what to do. So for him to sue the Wall Street Journal after doing all of this, it's like, bro, you're setting yourself up to be exposed for the exact thing you said doesn't exist. So you better hope you're telling the truth here. Like, there is no Epstein file. There's no case. You better hope that's true, because if it's not, it's all going to come out in discovery.
And my thing is, like, to hold it, did he obviously see the Epstein files, and is it that bad? Like, even if it's not him that did something crazy, it must have been so many powerful people that if it's confirmed specifically what they did to, it has to be something that could destroy, like, the world. Like, people would go, so people wouldn't believe it. Like, you see the Pope, like, certain people that confirmed on there, like, it has to be to that level. But that would be the reason to also reveal it. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
But this is the insanity of it, Vic. He's now saying, mind you, he ran on the Epstein files. He said, this is what we have to expose to take down the Democratic Party.
Yeah, niggas voted for him for that, too, to make it happen.
You know what he said the other day? Why are we concerned about the Epstein files? It's Democratic propaganda. The investigation was done by crooked Hillary and crooked Obama and crooked Biden. What the fuck are you talking about?
I want people to keep asking him.
That's what we need.
People should be asking everywhere Trump goes for the rest of Trump's term. Every day people need to ask him about the Epstein files. Let's drive him crazy, because it's gonna happen. And you can't fire everybody. You know what I'm saying? You think you can, but it's like, why are you doing that? Because you was doing some shit with kids, allegedly. Like, you know, is it that? And also, once that gets exposed, I didn't know what it could have been. I have a conspiracy. I feel like he found out, like, once that gets revealed, that maybe he has to, like, step down as president, like, legally.
Yeah,
like,
even if he wasn't involved, just because his name's on it.
Yeah, maybe the attorneys probably advised him, like, if you reveal this list, you have to step down as president because of the such and such and such is such a legal. Even if it's not Trump himself that did something, maybe he was tied to something. You know, like I'm pretty sure.
That it would have violated some constitutional law.
Yeah, that's what it
Probably-
had to be because
probably
there
has
was like a
past presidents,
space
too.
from like remember like all the conservative people were coming out with the binders. Oh, we got the Epstein files and it's all redacted. What the fuck? There's no Epstein files. It's redacted. Oh, but it's coming soon. We have them. I read them. And then now months later, oh no,
There's no
there's no nothing. So between that time, Trump definitely sat down with lawyers. I'm pretty sure, and like they broke it down. Hey, you're in this list, so this is what happens.
I agree with
And
you.
Elon Musk is not gonna lie about that because Elon Musk and him were buddy. Like he probably knew shit behind the scenes. Elon Musk had access to everything.
Yeah.
Elon Musk was also at Epstein Island. He's in photos with Trump and Epstein. This is where I get frustrated though. Why challenge the Wall Street Journal then? This is gonna go to discovery. Because the foundation of your lawsuit is that this is libel, that you've had no relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Maybe he thinks because he's president, it won't, bro. Maybe he has like an upper hand. He's president, so he has certain powers. Maybe
That's
it
what I
can
was
go to
gonna say.
discovery after his term.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna like with the power that he has and all the like. Yeah, I got the files. Nah, we don't got the files no more. Is he buying time so that they can clear everything, clear the names that they have to clear? You know, make sure the files
Yeah.
can be tracked back, so that when he finally like, you know what? Yeah, this was the files. There's no big names that like
It's possible.
hurts him, and he's trying to just.
Bro.
That'd be crazy.
All I know is this is the craziest thing that's hit Twitter so far. They even hacked into Elmo's official PBS account on Twitter. And Elmo was tweeting, release the Epstein file at Donald Trump, you fucking bitch. Yo, like, and Elmo had to release an official report. Oh, he also said that Donald Trump is a slave to Jewish people, and that's why he won't release the Epstein list, because it's a Jewish conspiracy theory. And then the people of the PBS account had to do an official apology on behalf of Elmo. And there was mad Elmo memes. They had a meme of Elmo in the jail cell, and it was like Elmo's POV before he took his life. I started dying, bro.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
Great wreck. It's been a great 3 weeks with the Epstein stuff, bro. My thing is, if I'm the Democrats, don't let up. This is the weakest he's ever looked.
Facts.
Keep bro. It's to
This
a
is
point.
this is his kryptonite.
This is his kryptonite. You finally got a chink in his armor. It's to a point where the head of the Democratic Minority Party, the minority leader of the Democratic Party in the House, is like actively saying we need to do an investigation. You can't let it up. You have to force this investigation. I think the nigga is lying. There's something there, because you wouldn't switch up like this.
And there's nobody coming out like, yeah, he's right. I checked it. I saw that there's nothing.
No.
Like there's nobody coming out and backing it like, oh, we saw it, we checked it out, and there's no list. So, and that terminology too, instead of just saying like it wasn't what we thought it was, saying like there's nothing,
no
like
list,
certain
bro.
terminology that
That's
they're
crazy.
using is like, you're trying to rewrite history. Someone that's trying to rewrite her history. She's no longer basically an American. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres. Speaking of Trump, she says that Trump officially, people thought it was going to be the thing, but she confirms that when Trump won, that's why she now lives in UK. She moved to the United Kingdom. She's no longer in America with her wife, right? She said that she literally was there vacationing, staying, basically during November around the election time, but then people were texting her that he won, and she's like, oh, I'm staying here. So she stayed there, right? And this is the concept of when people argue that, hey, if the president, you know, like the president of this country leave, etc., they've done this. Her and her wife, Ellen DeGeneres, she's literally done this. I think that this is something that I respect. If you really don't want to live under this administration to that level and you can afford to move and leave the country, by all means. Because it reaches a point when people are so like anti the president to the fullest extent where it comes off like obviously like if they could maybe leave like and they can afford to, they probably would do it. But not everyone's Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, multimillionaire. But I think it's also a little bit of something else. Ellen DeGeneres did get canceled. I didn't agree with the cancellation. They were trying to say she's a mean boss, etc. She's not as kind as she is on TV, right? Blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of that shit was bullshit. But it wasn't like she was like doing nothing criminal or hitting nobody. It wasn't to that level. But they tried to make it seem. You would have thought it was the way she got canceled. I think that with Trump gives her more of like, okay, I need to escape because she gets that moment.
They're
Because
still saying she killed her girlfriend or wife, whatever she was.
there's allegations of that. I don't think that's true.
That's pretty fucked up too.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. They're fucking crazy. Fans are crazy. People are crazy online. But I do think that she just is living in London with her wife. You know, she's happy. You know, rest in peace, Twitch, the dancer. Was it Twitch? I forgot the name of it. I think it's Twitch. The dancer that would dance, the black guy that would dance on the Ellen DeGeneres show that died. Good ass dancer. I'm pretty sure it was Twitch. He passed away.
Damn.
Right. It was a very sad moment. You know, I think last year, 2 years ago. So she's definitely gone through a lot. But Trump got motherfuckers moving. Got millionaires moving out the country. It's true. People were saying that they were. There was a lot of people that were saying that they were going to do that, but they didn't do it. Like, I forgot who was. They were pressing him after he won. After Trump won, they were pressing all these celebrities online. Like, you said you were going to move? Move.
No, there was.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
She was one of them. They were pressing her for a while.
And she was already there. She's like, I'm already fucking here. I'm going to just stay here. Right? So, listen, shout out to Ellen. Standing on business to the point that she lived out there. God bless.
God bless.
You know, she said she was going to do it. She did that shit. She's fucking doing it.
They gon' love me for my ambition.
And that was a clip from our podcast, the Club Ambition Podcast. Cap, if you're looking to watch the full episode, make sure to go check it out right now. It's available on audio and also on YouTube.